This is Chris Roberts at CES 2012. I'm here in the 3D Now booth with Jonathan Alexander, who's the developer from 3D VIP, with a very exciting product for 3D gamers, particularly the 3D Now converter box that goes from 3D content to conventional displays. And I want to make it clear that this is not 3D to 2D conversion. This is actually 3D content going all the way through. Can you describe that?
Exactly, Chris. There's a huge difference between what's the common knowledge or common understanding in terms of converters. Converters are normally 2D contents converted to 3D, played on a 3D capable or compatible to 3D display. We are not that. What we are, and what you're looking in my hand, is an external 3D processor. What I mean by that is the contents that we play with are 3D content. So all contents must be in 3D format. They could come from a PS3, they could come from Xbox, internet, cable box, Blu-ray players, whatnot. HDMI connection into the box and out to, via HDMI, to a non-3D display. It could be a television, could be a projector, it could be a computer monitor. And with the active shutter glasses, radio frequency, RF glasses, you can view those contents, 3D contents, in 3D on a non-3D display.
That's tremendous, especially for those of us that have projectors that were DLP link, which actually can run at 128 Hertz with an HDMI input, but aren't HDMI 1.4 compliant. Up until now, there have been few options to allow those projectors or displays to work with real 3D games or videos, and this sounds like it's just exactly the right thing. When you have a wide variety of displays, CRTs, LCD displays, projectors, and that sort of thing, the latency and the timings are very specific. Do you guys have settings, or is there a way for the user to adjust them?
Yes. This is the RF transmitter, and as you can see, there are 5 LEDs on the transmitter, and there's a dongle, there's like a joystick which goes up and down and sideways. And what we have it is pre-set tables, values of duty cycle and delay cycles, depending on the type of television or projector you have and how much light you want to have on your contents, because each eye or each person's eyes are different than the other person. So this allows you to actually customize, personalize your settings for glasses. We have actually put down 3 of the 5 LEDs represent LCD LED display types. One is for plasma, one is for CRT and DLP. So all displays that are available in the market, we have accommodated and created a table, which is a preset table. And then you have the ability to be able to go through 5 settings on up and down level to define what is a proper setting for you. Once you set it up, it's set, it will not, it's store in it, and then that's what you will have regardless of whether you've turned it off or turned it on, and that your unit is completely set.
Okay. So if you have a 120 Hertz display, that's fabulous, and you'll get 60 Hertz per each eye. If you have a display that's only 50 in the UK or 60 in the United States, then it's sort of up to the user as far as their tolerance for 30 frames per each eye and whether they're seeing flicker or not. But in a darkened room or without that much ambient light, do you guys see that much of an issue running 3D into 60 Hertz?
Very good point, Chris. People think about right away, those who are learners on the subject, there's 30 frame, now you can't do anything about it, you're not going to get good 3D contents. Well, people are, and as we go back, almost all the products that are available in the market today that are considered as converters, they're all anaglyphic. This is a frame sequential stereoscopic 3D, the only one we know that's digital on both ends, and it's frame sequential. At 30 frames each eye, with very little ambient light, the quality of the picture that you're going to get is much better than any anaglyphic converter that you'll purchase in the market. And with no lights in a theatrical presentation with good quality projectors, you're going to get a very, very good picture. So it's really a very inexpensive, affordable solution to a lot of projectors. Just like you said, there are lots of people with very good quality 2D projectors. They're not in the market today for a 3D projector. this is a solution for them.
Yeah, and people watch movies in theaters all the time at lower frame rates. And it's satisfactory.
It's a dark room and they work in the dark environment. So to be able to tell people that watch your favorite movie on a 120-inch screen in dark room is really simple.
A question about the formats. Obviously, HDMI 1.4 in with a PlayStation or a Blu-ray player is pretty much of a given. But there's a lot of other formats. As far as the Xbox games that have been put out are usually side by side, and different sports programming is in different formats. What sort of, do you guys have coverage across the board, or what's the?
Again, thank you, Chris, because there are lots of televisions and projectors that came out in the last 2 years, and including some of the DLP converter boxes from people, various manufacturers. They all have limited formats they support. The most that we saw was like 12 formats. And some don't even support side-by-side formats in 720p, which eliminates the ability to be able to see ESPN 3D. And these are $18,000, $20,000 projectors that have this problem. In this little box, we have 26 formats. Pretty much every known format you can think of, in side-by-side, top, bottom, frame pack, we support it. And if there is one that we don't, we have a USB connector. We could do a firmware upgrade and provide you that particular format compatibility. We're designed to not only take the formats of Blu-rays or contents via satellite or cable. This product is actually designed to take internet contents, which come in various formats, and we can support all of them.
Okay. And one question back to the glasses. You said that there are RF mechanism for the synchronization. How long does the battery last? Is it the kind of thing where you charge it up once a week, or do you have to charge it per viewing session, or how long do they?
Normally RF glasses, and people do talk about 60, 80 hours, and they don't always do 60, 80 hours. So I'm being very realistic and cautious about it. 30 hours of viewing is probably good enough. These particular glasses are charged with a USB port, tiny little needle, plug it in. 3 hours later, glasses are fully charged. They are RF, which is a great advantage because they don't require line of sight, where the IR or DLPs are somewhat limited in terms of the line of sight. I can have 300 to 325 feet range with these glasses. I can move my head around the shoulder, and as I bring my head back to the screen, I am synced already. I'm not going through where the glasses are going through these shutters and then I lock in. The glasses are in sync all the time. RF is the most robust technology available for the glasses, and that's what we have here.
That's spectacular. So, for people who have either existing 120 Hz displays that might not be HDMI 1.4, it sounds like a perfect solution.
Yes.
If you've got a desktop display or an older TV that takes a 60 Hz input, it sounds like there's a pretty good chance you can get a satisfactory system. Is this something that's available now, or do we have to wait, or what's the availability?
Actually, it is available through the distribution of 3D Now as of, I would say, first week of March. It's going to be readily available through various distributors. It'd be good to contact the website at 3D Now to be able to get more details on the product.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thanks.